All right, this topic is insane. I mean, like, it actually is. Let's be honest, guys. A lot of people say, ah, it's a distraction. They're giving us that shit and stuff like that. I don't know how everybody stands to that topic and whatsoever. And I'm not. That's not a channel here where I debate if there's I debate everything. Let's be honest. Is there extraterrestrial life, man? I don't know, but it would be hella weird if we be the only species alive on that planet. If there would be nothing else, that would be more scarier. So, with my level of understanding, which is like that, I honestly think in that big, vast universe of nothing, there must be something else. There must be. How special could we be? Look at our species. Humans are fucking idiots. How special could we possibly be, that we get to live, that we are the only advanced species, right? So, if that actually is, if these files are actually being released, kind of hyped. But with the current situation going on, yeah, looks like nobody is. So I guess I'm not too. If you like what you're saying, like, comment, subscribe, turn on notification, do all that good stuff. I say it here and then, but it's not important. So let's go.
Okay, so the president is saying that he's going to direct the Pentagon, and he has already, and other government
That's
agencies to
wild.
start releasing
I mean,
the
like, I've
government
seen that
records
yesterday.
related to alien life and UAPs. And it comes after former President Obama's comments about aliens sparked worldwide interest. Government transparency.
Everybody's interested. I mean, like, I I actually think yeah, like I said, there must be. There must be something like that. My first video that I ever did, the first video on this channel, is new is non-human intelligence among us or out there, something like that.
On UFOs has been growing in recent years, and
Yeah.
lawmakers are pushing for increased reporting requirements. For more, let's bring in House Intelligence Committee member, Texas Congressman Dan Crenshaw.
Oh,
Congressman, great to have you. Before I get
that's
into the
actually
files
wild to have a congressman with an eye patch. I've never seen it.
that the president wants to release, I want to play the soundbite just for our audience about what Barack Obama said and what sort of like started this firestorm. Let's listen here.
Sure. Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them. And
They're real. I mean, I'm not a big fan of that guy, but if he says they're real, that's I could see why that sentence sparks a lot of outrage.
they're not being kept in what is it?
Area 51?
Area 51.
Area
There's
52.
no underground facility, unless there's this enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the president of the United States.
Okay, so the president says he really revealed classified information. What
It's
part
so
of
wild.
that do you think is classified? Is it the part that he's talking about Area 51?
You'd have to ask the White House on that one. I don't think that there. I mean, I can say I've
Yeah.
visited
You could try, but you're not getting it anywhere with their policies of communication transparency, right?
Area 51 as well. You know, and I don't want to disappoint anybody, but I have the same answer. Again, if they're hiding something there, they're doing it really, really well, and it's just not what the area is used for.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what do you think? What do you think is going to
to
come out of these files? So he's releasing all of these files, and my first question was, okay, but like, isn't all the juice in the classified stuff? The classified files is what we really want to see.
Well, and that's probably what he's talking about, is probably declassifying. Look, there's an unclassified version that everybody has seen, and you know, it's somewhat disappointing.
Bro, that's huge. I mean, like, I can't stress this enough. Like, if these files, I mean, like, do, do don't try to look at it as a form of distraction. Try to look at it as like, man, we're finally getting closure. But I'm skeptical. I'm I'm hella skeptical. Not quite sure what I think about that. I actually want to know what you guys think.
Look, I'm on the intelligence committee, so I do have access to the classified version. I will say it's more detailed, but it's equally disappointing in this. You know, what makes it
Let us be the judge of that. All right? Simple as that. Transparency. Just release everything. Like the government was invented for the people by the people. But it's not what it is right now.
classified is likely the the methods by which we have collected some of this evidence. And look, there's plenty of evidence of this anomalous behavior that we cannot explain. I mean, we just can't explain it. We've all seen the videos. We've seen the Tic Tac video. You know, this is all recorded on a number of sensors that are highly verified. It doesn't mean we know what it is, and I think that's what it's disappointing to everybody, right? It's disappointing to me. I want to know, and because the attribute.
Yeah, I mean, like that's a fair response. That's a fair response, but still, let us be the judge of that. Me personally, I haven't seen anything in this guy that's really anonymously that projected anomalous behavior. I haven't seen anything. Maybe I did, but like some stars, they are glowing, right? And maybe I'm just a numbnut that doesn't know anything. But like I like to when I'm outside or on my balcony, spending the evening smoking. I like to look at just the sky and try if I see something. And there were some things that were like quote unquote unexplainable, but and there must be something else. I like to speculate about these things. I actually do.
So
Back
some
to the
of
topic.
these,
Getting off
whatever it's,
hand.
these crafts, I mean, they defy the laws of physics, and so that's where you get into the
But
sci-fi
why and how?
like theories about
Maybe it's meant for
you
us not
know
to
gravity
comprehend.
manipulation, the
Maybe in the
ability
next life.
of some kind of engine that can
And
manipulate gravity. And then and accelerate it at speeds that would kill somebody normally, but because it cloaks itself in some sort of gravitational bubble that it actually doesn't kill the. I mean, this is all sci-fi.
So I know it
We can't
sounds
prove any
it
of it.
sounds insane. I mean, it really does, as you're saying it, but it's reality. I mean, this is what our Air Force pilots are seeing out there. So where are you on the spectrum here? Because I feel like more and more lawmakers are starting to, you know, go from, well, this might be technology we have that the government's hiding, another government has, to now this is technology that is non-human.
look, an alternative would be like it's actually government material and that the stuff that we see out there is already outdated, right? I'm not saying for commercial use and stuff like that, but if they're showcasing it to the public, it must be to think like, oh, that technology is advanced. We don't have that, and it would be crazy if we had it. But maybe America and like some of the government do have it. But I'm not quite sure 100% on the guy Bob Lazar. He said as well that there would be no energy loss. Like at the propeller system of the UAP, there was no emission. Like 100% of the energy was being used or transmission turned into another form of energy. Nothing was lost. Like for example, with a car, energy is lost. The combustion engine blows out the smoke. So it needs to release that pressure from the car so it can advance, accelerate, whatever. But there was nothing being lost at all, which blows my mind. That's actually the case. Even earphones, they have like little emission, quote unquote, to release energy. Otherwise, they would overheat. But these systems apparently they didn't. Not quite sure with that guy, but there's a lot of stories.
Where are you at in this?
I'm open-minded. I'm open-minded, because look, I still have to see some hard evidence.
Fair.
And one of the things that I think the public should know is, look, we've seen a lot of these folks. The Age of Disclosure is a really big documentary right now on Netflix. I was on it. I was surprised I was even on it. I don't remember even doing that interview. I didn't know who I was. I just do so many interviews, and I'm on this this documentary, which I thought was really funny. It was a good documentary. I don't think it went too far. It put out some theories, but look, there's a lot of people in this space, in this extraterrestrial space, who claim they have evidence. And I recall back in 2022 these famous hearings. You had the two pilots who had seen this stuff, and I think these are very credible witnesses. And you had another guy who said he had worked on the program and had classified material that.
I'm not quite sure what the pilot's name was, but I remember him. I remember him. But that Greer guy, if he's on it, it's probably a hoax. There's some questionable characters in that field of expertise.
He was going to give to the inspector general. I thought I remember him saying he was giving it to the intelligence committee, on which I remember thinking to myself, you've never given us anything.
Huh.
Where's the classified documents? He said, yeah, you've never given us anything. So,
and the problem now with the age of AI, I mean, like I was one person that looked immensely and heavily into those videos and reaction of those people, and it was so cool until AI hit. That was like a few months ago, when AI fully released like Sora videos and all the stuff. It was over. You couldn't tell if it's real or not, and like most of these video which surface the internet now and circle the internet now, they're fake.
People should know that. I think some of these folks are just not telling the truth. And if there's so many, then why can't we have one piece of evidence besides some of the again, we have evidence of anomalous behavior. Does it mean extraterrestrial? Does it mean it's China? Well, I certainly hope China doesn't have something that good. And look, I can't say for sure, but I'm 99% sure that there's no way they have something that's that incredible of a craft. So look, I mean, we still have the AARO, the All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, that investigates these kind of things. I would like our committee to look into it more than it does, to be frank with you. But as President Obama said, it would have to be quite the conspiracy. And
right, and you didn't see anything in Area 51. There were no little green men. You're confirming
I definitely didn't see that.
Very hard turn to a completely different topic before I let you go here. I'm running out of time.
Kind of laughs it off. Not trying to be a conspiracy nut job, like that. But apparently they recovered some of these crashes, aircraft. So where would they be stored then? Yeah, fair. I mean, like, since Area 51 was so publicly disclosed and known for these anomalous activities, they probably moved. There's now a more secure and more secret base, must be. But man, I don't know, just a random guy.
On Iran, the military is ramping up assets in the region, clearly sending a signal to Iran that we mean business here. The president and the White House are hoping this is going to get them across the finish line on a deal. What's your take? Is it going to work, or are we going to war with Iran?
Yeah. That's it with the topic. Not quite sure why they're squeezing that in for the last minute, but I guess. The alien names are redacted. Oh my god. See? With the element 115. They wouldn't show any real information, period. I think it's more likely that he was part of some kind hypnosis program that made him believe he worked on an alien spacecraft. Man, man, I don't know anymore. I don't know about aliens, but predators definitely out there. That's a good one. Lots of UFOs, beautiful UFOs. Man, let's see where it leads us. Actually hyped, but not as hyped as I thought I would be.